My guest today is Anna Dravland. She is a disabled stroke survivor. Among many challenges she has endured and founder of Spread Goodness Day, a non-profit event started in 2017 dedicated to empowering world change through goodness and making the future so bright we all need shades. The event came up on March the 11th, 2022 and has spread hundreds of thousands of acts of goodness throughout the world. A 2014 graduate of Northern Michigan University, Anna's commitment to world change was lit during college as she dove into the works of volunteering and non-profits. Those passion-fueled volunteer activities led to her career in marketing, event promotion and community relations. Prior to her injury, she worked for Travel Marquette, enticing visitors to share the beauty of her hometown. Her passion now is inspiring people to survive with goodness, bringing the powerful healing energy of kindness to their lives. So welcome, Anna, for joining us. I know it's very early in the morning over in Michigan, so I'm very grateful for you getting up at this horrible hour for you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I've really looked forward to speaking with you, and I've enjoyed the message you're sharing and the empowerment behind it. I think that's really incredible to me to spread that energy. So,
Oh,
so thank you for having me.
you're absolutely welcome. So because my show is called Unbroken, the very first
Yes.
question I always ask every guest is, what does the word unbroken mean to you, Anna?
I think I have a personally kind of funny relationship with that word, just because I think that I am broken. But I think I've broken so many times. I think of it. I try to think of it, anyways, for my own sanity and sake, as more of like the Japanese version of broken, where I've broken over and over again. But I try to fill the cracks with as much gold and some as much warmth and strength as I can to piece myself back together. And that doesn't mean I'm the same. Like, you might be a little more fragile. I broke, right? But our human bodies break. That's just, we know this, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think I broke mentally at least 50 times in my life. But I think that every break, sort of, as I mended myself together and was more fragile with myself, made it feel more comfortable and more okay with the idea of being broken. The idea of my body breaking or my mind not being able to withstand the pain or the mental energy and endurance you need to go through really long-term situations. So I kind of see unbroken as uh, somewhat of an idealist thing. I don't think it's okay. I think it's okay to be broken as long as you can put yourself together and respect the cracks, you know.
Yeah. And the Japanese art
Um,
that you're speaking about is kintsugi, isn't it? Where they fill in the
it
pieces
is,
with gold, and we're not the same as when we were broken, but we actually are more
yeah,
beautiful. So I think that is just a beautiful description, because you've had
yeah,
a lot of medical issues apart from your stroke.
yes,
You've had a lot. Could you tell us a little bit? I know you're not all your
I'm
medical conditions, and I
silly,
know you're not your body, but
yeah.
you do, send the bio as a disabled stroke survivor. So it'd just be interesting to hear
Yes.
all of the complications that you've had.
Well, to give you the Cliff's Notes of things, I have the stroke caused me a variety of speech deficits. I was paralyzed fully on the right side of my body. I couldn't speak, and I didn't remember my last name. I couldn't take a picture of a cat. So the stroke itself was about like a complete life change. It was like having to accept the loss of a million things over and over and over again over the years as you recover, because you don't really learn with a brain injury what you can't do
Yeah.
until you do it. So the incredible support I have around me.
Mhm.
I have a very grounded family, and my family and support system is very stable, and they well, I guess I should say the gratitude I get from having that and having a support system that, even when I'm physically incapable of caring for myself, I know I'll never be homeless, and I know I'll never have to truly go without food. And that is such a powerful thing to be connected to. It's at the very, very core about survival, right? All we really need in this world is survival, and then whatever our experiences are. I think the biggest message that I really want people to feel, whether they struggle with these things or not, is that you're powerful, and that I really do know I can't change the physical deficits, but I can choose how I move through them mentally.
Absolutely.
I can choose not to become bitter, and choose to just accept that my body is breaking in the way that my body is going to break. But I'm not going to stop trying to make Spread Goodness Day the biggest thing I can. I'm not going to stop trying to encourage people to find their whatever empowers them in the world that makes them feel like they can change the whole world. Because I think everybody really has the capability of changing the world. You just got to find your version of it. And that's it. I think that feeling, and you know, this is for people, whether you have a disability or you're one of the people that don't, and one of the people that aren't suffering, I think that it's, brain fart again. This is a good one though. I'm like, it's in there. It's a good one.
That's okay. You're talking about
the message I want to take away, whether, it's coming.
It's traveling. I can see the cogs working. You were talking about whether you have a disability or not, the message that you want to give to people listening.
Do not let the world convince you that you're not powerful. And do not let the world convince you or beat you down and say, you have to fit in this box. I've been told by a neurologist, you don't fit in the box.
Good.
And that
I would say.
And I was like, how could I fit in a box? My brain is not like any other humans in the world. And that this world and these systems that we have set up are not great. They fail sometimes, and you can't let the pushback make you stay in your seat. Because there's going to be pushback, and there's going to be people that say that you can't or shouldn't do things that could be really impactful, because it does feel a little weird sometimes when you put yourself out in that way. But don't let the challenges convince you to stay down. The world wants you to. When you're on disability, the world wants you to sit down, shut up, and look sick. Period. They don't want you to have joy. They don't want you to have vacations. If you look, like my sister gave me an iPhone as a gift. I'm on disability. People, she's on disability and she's got a fancy iPhone. We can trade. So the world will push back at you. It will try to challenge you. It will try to break you and make you more broken, or to stay broken, because that's what they expect from you or want from you. So don't let them.
Good. I think that is a perfect place to end. Do not let them. And people can find more about you from your website, spreadgoodnessday.com, and I'll stick it in the show notes as well. But just leaves me to thank you, Anna, so much for coming on the podcast, Unbroken, and sharing your story with me and getting up at this awful hour as well.
I'm going back to bed, and I'm in my pajama pants.
Thank you.